Alright guys, the 12.1 PTR is here, and we just got a little bit of a taste on how it's gonna be Season 2. So stick around and let's see how Rogue is performing right now. Okay, so we can start to read the Assassination rotation over here, and for the majority of the rotation, nothing changes. You just want to open with the improved growth, apply it 2 times so you have the 30 seconds, apply the first rupture, then you just go to the full burst with Deathmark and Kingsbane. That was actually a little bit nerfed, but we'll actually not feel that nerf because of the increased damage that we're gonna have with the new talent of the Venom. As you can see over here, the damage, it's very consistent. The only problem that we have, it's the energy, but what you guys want to do is you see over here the Venom aura on the right side on the screen, and what you want to do is always to try to Venom right on the end of the Venom aura. Right when it starts to reach 0 seconds, you want to Venom again, and if you keep doing that, you will realize that by the time that the timer almost reaches 0, you gain the full energy again, and you basically don't spend any energy. As you can see, even here on the dungeon, you don't spend any TSLTs, just because of this Venom thing we are trying. It's a little bit more tricky to do it on the dungeons than on the dummies. On the dummies it's very easy because the dummies don't die, and we get almost every time 5 combo points on the 5 dummies if we use Fan of Knives. So the dummies are not always the best spot to figure out which one is the best spec, because on the dungeons everything performs a little bit different. But as we can see over here, when we have the burst, we perform really well, and when we don't have, we have a little bit of a problem. But we're gonna see that in a moment. Our single target on Assassination is actually one of the best at the moment, and our tier set just gives us the increased damage that we needed for that to happen. And as we can see, we almost reach 300k damage on the single target, and that's very good. None of the other specs reach those high numbers, but the damage consistency, for example on Outlaw, it's as good as on Assassination. But as we can see over here, like I was saying, when we don't have the full burst and we are trying to chain the Venoms, sometimes you don't have the energy, or you don't have the 5 combo points that you need to chain the Venom. When you have the 5 combo points, yeah, you can wait for the timer to reach 0, but for Assassination that's basically it. It performs really well. I believe it's gonna be the best spec for Season 2, but everything can change because this is just the first week on the PTR, but at least right now Assassination Rogue is performing really well. So we can move to Outlaw, and Outlaw over here, as you can see, doesn't change nothing. The only thing that changes on the rotation, it's that when we see the dispatch glowing, we know that our tier set bonus has procced, and we're gonna have a free dispatch with full combo points, even if we spend it with 1 combo point. So that's a thing that actually on this clip I was doing wrong, because I was trying to reach full combo points to spend that empowered dispatch, and you guys don't need to do that. So keep in mind that, guys. But the damage is super consistent, like on Assassination. On the dungeons, I don't know if it will perform better or not, but the tier set, it's really helping Assassination to be the best spec right now. The tier set, it's not that bad on Outlaw as it is, for example, on Subtlety, which is really bad, but we're gonna get there on a second. But Outlaw, it's actually on a very good spot. It's gonna be a battle between Outlaw and Assassination the next year. But as you can see over here, Outlaw, the damage is very good. When we have the burst, the damage is very consistent. When we don't have the burst, we always can have the burst really quick because of the new tier set bonus that gives us the dispatch. And with that free dispatch, we can always keep resetting the cooldowns because of Restless Blades. So that's very good, and I believe Outlaw is gonna perform really well on this season. The single target, as you can see, it's actually very good. Even better than Subtlety, which is actually very strange from the from the prior season. But we were expecting that because Subtlety had a really strong single target on the last season, and Outlaw was not performing that really well and Outlaw was a little bit behind. So a little bit normal that they want Outlaw to perform better on this expansion, since on the War Within it didn't perform really well. So I believe it's normal we are seeing these changes over here. But as you can see, the single target is very good. For subtlety, we have a little bit of a problem here, because as we can see over here, the burst damage was nerfed. The nerf was significant on the burst damage. Even knowing that we do a little bit more damage outside of the burst, it's not that strong, or it's not that great of an impact. Before we had the tier set bonus that empowered Shadow Blades and gave it 4 increased seconds on his duration, and with that we basically could always chain 2 secret techniques inside blades, and right now we cannot do that. And that was an increased amount of damage that on this new season we are not going to be able to do, and the tier set doesn't help at all, because it's not the greatest tier set that we had on a long time. So I believe Subtlety is going to perform a little bit worse on this season, and we're not going to see a lot of Subtlety rogues. As we can see here on the dungeon, the first initial burst, it's very good. It's a little bit lower than it was, of course, because it was nerfed. But even knowing that, it's the burst, it's good. But we actually, as we can see over here, we had the privilege that to having Tom Elvis, which is the top rank 1 Outlaw player right now. And as we can see, Outlaw Rogue, it's performing much better than Subtlety. This is actually very good that he was that I encountered him on this dungeon. Super random, and it was a good, very good comparison to know how bad was Subtlety comparing to Outlaw. Knowing that he is a very good player, and I was trying my best to keep it up here, and I could only keep up with the damage when I had the burst. If I didn't have the burst, I couldn't keep up with the damage there. And as we can see, if the fight goes long enough, Outlaw Rogue, it's gonna perform always much better than Subtlety. As you can see over here on this pool, he was already on the 400k damage, and we only were able to catch him up because we had the full burst with Shadow Blades and everything. If we hadn't the burst, we basically would be a lot behind on the damage, and I believe Subtlety Rogue is gonna suffer a little bit with this tier set that we got. As you can see over here again, if the fight goes long enough, Outlaw Rogue, it's gonna always perform much better than Subtlety. And the same for Assassination. Assassination will always perform better on longer pulls, and if they pull chain, it's gonna be the same because you don't have always the burst, and the bleeds always make damage. But that's basically it, how we can see it over here, guys. For the single target it's not bad. It's not how it was on season 1, but it could be worse. It's not that bad. We didn't have the full burst on the beginning, but as we can see over here, when we start sending the full burst, we can see that we can keep up with the damage there. Again, if the fight goes long enough, Outlaw Rogue will outperform Subtlety even on single target. And for single target, that's basically it. There's not much that we can talk about on Subtlety Rogue. The tier set, it's not near as it was on season 1, and we're gonna suffer a lot because of that. Alright guys, so we can check the talents here, and the talents are actually a little bit strange, because the recommended talents that we need to use right now, some of them don't use the bonus from the tier set. For example, here on Subtlety, our 4 set Lingering Shadows also benefits from Eviscerate and Black Powder at 100% effectiveness, and on the builds that we supposedly need to use, we don't even use Lingering Shadows. So, yeah, it's a little bit strange. I don't know why we are not using. I'm still trying to figure out what we need to change, or what we can change here to get the Lingering Shadows, because we need to use this. And the same is happening for Outlaw in some aspects, and for Assassination as well. We can see Assassination, for example. And Assassination here, the best build, it's not using Dashing Scoundrel, which was improved, and gives us a lot of energy regeneration, which we need. The best build, it's actually using this. So I don't know, you guys can change if you feel that this is better or not, but I'm using this one right here right now. So we have a little bit more increased energy regeneration, because we are actually needing that at least right now on the PTR. So, but this can change until the season goes live. So if anything change, I'm gonna update you guys. So you guys don't need to worry. And if we check the best talents for Outlaw, these are the talents that are recommended right now for Outlaw. The only thing that I think it's a little bit weird we are not using, it's the improved between the eyes, which makes critical strikes from between the eyes deal 2.5% increased damage, which was actually 3 times the normal damage. But supposedly we are not using because we are using Expert Duelist and Fast Action. And between the eyes increases our damage dealt by one additional 1%. So I don't know, this talent tree might change still. So just for you, if anything changes again, I'm gonna update you guys. But this is the build that we are using right now for Outlaw on the PTR, and it's the best one right now. Right guys, so this video came to an end. I hope this video helped in any form possible. This was just to show you all how rogues are right now on the PTR. Any change that happened during the PTR and the next patches, I'm gonna always post it out. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you guys don't miss anything. Thank you again for watching, guys. My name is Mishgate, and I'll see you on the next video.